Hey guys, let's dive into one of the most surprising moves in the NBA season. Luka Doncic, the generational talent, has officially been traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers. But why? It doesn't make sense, right? Just last year, Luka led the Mavs to the NBA Finals. He was the face of the franchise. So why would Dallas decide to part ways with him at just 25 years old? That's the million-dollar question here. And you're going to get the full breakdown, only here on Sports Frenzy TV. Some people are saying it's all about Luka's weight and conditioning issues. That's the story the media is feeding us, right? But when you dig a little deeper, you realize that there's more going on than just a few extra pounds. In fact, there are rumors swirling that Dallas's issues with Luka go far beyond what's been publicly discussed. And let's be honest, something about this trade doesn't sit right with me. I'll explain why, and I want to hear your thoughts too. First off, let's talk about the weight issue. According to reports, Luka had gained a significant amount of weight early in the season, with some sources saying he ballooned up to the high 260s. Sure, that's a bit concerning, especially for a professional athlete. But let's be real, if that was the only issue, why wouldn't Dallas just deal him for another star in their prime, someone who's already in shape and ready to contribute? If Luka was really the problem, they could have traded him for a player who is at the similar level, right? But no, they traded him for Anthony Davis, an older player with a history of injuries. That's where things start to get weird. If weight and conditioning were their main concern, why go after someone like AD? What's even more interesting is that reports suggest that the Mavs' concerns went far beyond just his physical condition. Sources close to the team say that Luka's attitude, his work ethic, and his behavior off the court were big factors in this trade. Apparently, there was a lot of frustration from the Mavs management about Luka's lack of discipline. Some stories claim that Luka wasn't taking practice seriously. He was reportedly clowning around and even messing around with the backboard during drills. Look, I get it. When you're the face of the franchise and you've been carrying the team on your back for years, you might feel like you've earned the right to have some fun. But at the end of the day, if your management is sending signals that it's time to get serious and you don't respond, there are consequences. It's not just about the attitude either. There were also complaints about Luka's on-court behavior. If you've watched him play, you know that he can get pretty heated with the referees. The constant jawing at the refs, the lack of effort on defense, and a body language that screams, "I'm over this," that all trickles down to the rest of the team. No matter how talented you are, if you're not committed to the team concept, it's draining for everyone. And apparently, the Mavs just couldn't handle the drama anymore. It got to the point where they saw no other option but to move on from him. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Luka isn't just focused on the NBA. Every year, he insists on playing for Slovenia in international competitions, even when he's banged up. Just last summer, the Mavs GM, Nico Harrison, said that as long as Luka could walk, he'd be playing for Slovenia. I get it, representing your country is a huge honor. But if you're Luka, you have to wonder if this commitment to playing in the off-season is costing you during the NBA season. Luka has a track record of playing in these tournaments and then coming into the preseason out of shape. And when he's with Slovenia, he's often asked to do more, playing almost every minute of every game. Now, I know some of you might think, what's the big deal? He's playing for his country. And yeah, that's important. But from the Mavs' perspective, it's tough to watch your superstar run off to play in international tournaments after a grueling NBA season, only to come back out of shape and unprepared for training camp. When you're thinking about handing a guy a supermax contract worth $345 million, you want to know that he's fully committed to your team and your program. The Mavs didn't see that, and they were clearly worried about the risk of handing Luka such a massive contract if they weren't sure he could stay in peak condition. The biggest thing here is that the Mavs didn't even publicly shop Luka around before pulling the trigger on this trade. Normally, if a team is looking to move a star, they'll try to create a bidding war to get the best deal possible. But Dallas didn't do that. They just pulled the trigger on this trade, sending Luka to the Lakers without even trying to maximize their return. I don't know about you, but that's a red flag. Why didn't they shop him? Why didn't they try to get a better deal? That doesn't add up. Now, the whole situation leaves Mavs fans fuming. I can't blame them. Luka was supposed to be the face of the franchise for years to come. And now, one of the most emotional reactions I've seen from fans is coming from those who have supported the team for a long time. Some are saying this is the worst moment in their entire lives as Mavs fans. Sure, the team could win every game for the rest of the season and even win a championship, but it wouldn't make up for losing their future MVP caliber player. And on top of that, they only got Anthony Davis in return, a player who's injury prone and on the older side. But you have to think about it from the perspective of the Lakers. From their point of view, this is a huge win. If they can get Luka in shape and get him to buy into their system, he could be a massive asset to the team. They're not going to coddle him like the Mavs did. The Lakers have a rich history of icons who have had to conform to the franchise's standards. And if Luka wants to thrive in LA, he's going to have to adapt to that culture. It could be a learning opportunity for Luka. If he's smart, he'll learn from the best. LeBron James has redefined longevity in the NBA, and if Luka can follow that example and start taking his body more seriously, we could be talking about one of the most dangerous duos in the league. If Luka gets locked in, this could be the beginning of an exciting new chapter for both him and the Lakers. But this is also huge for the league. Luka in Los Angeles is a marketing dream. As talented as he is, the Mavs just didn't get the same kind of national spotlight that the Lakers do. But with Luka now in LA, the NBA is about to get a whole lot more interesting. Ratings are going to skyrocket, and the storylines are going to be crazy, especially if Luka doesn't adapt to the Lakers system. That friction alone is going to keep the league in the headlines. So, what do you think? Do you believe the Mavs made the right move, or is this a trade they're going to regret? Was it just about Luka's conditioning, or were there other factors at play? Let's discuss it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more NBA takes and analysis. We'll see you in the next one.